Jordan, bringing you the latest news from the Vickers House with another edition of Vickers House Connection. The Vickers House, in case you don't know, is a community resource center where we bring community resources together under one roof to offer a one-stop center. Many of the programs we offer are to people from all walks of life, the homeless, the elderly, immigrants, youth at risk, and anybody who needs help. We offer a lot of services at the Vickers House, job fairs, classes, all types of programs. But these programs would not be available without our community partners. And today I'd like to introduce you to one of our best community partners, Tran. And many of you probably know that Tran runs the bus system for the entire Palm Beach County. And today we're going to talk about some special programs for those people who are in need. And I'd like to introduce our guest today, Gloria Galloway, who's the Outreach Manager for Tran, and Roseanne Lobella Voiles, who is the Public Relations Specialist for Tran. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Hello.
And today we're going to talk about some very important programs. First, the paratransit program, and then the disadvantaged bus pass program, the fixed route system, and then we're going to touch a little bit on the preparations for hurricane season, where you prepare by making an application for transportation to a shelter. So, Gloria, my clients at the Vickers House have prepared a lot of questions for you, so we're just going to jump right in. And what I'd like to do is start out with the paratransit program and have you tell us a little bit about what the program is, how it works, and who's it designed to help.
The Tran Connection is our door-to-door paratransit service for Palm Beach County residents, seniors, and persons with disabilities. Typically, the program is designed for anyone that has a disability that would prevent them from riding the regular fixed route bus. Some of those disabilities include a diagnosis of Alzheimer's disease, someone that has a multiple severe disability, no usable vision or totally blind, and also those that are undergoing chemotherapy or dialysis treatment.
And as far as what documents do you need to apply? How do you go about making an application?
There is an eligibility process that each applicant must follow. The application consists of the individual providing information about their disability and their limitations. And also there is a medical verification form obtained in the document as well that needs to be completed by a licensed physician that's most familiar with the applicant's disability.
And do they just call Tran Connection to get that application?
Yes, they can contact our office. We can either fax it to them, email it to them, or mail it to them.
Okay. And what is the number they would call for?
561-649-9838, and then choose the option for eligibility, which is option number 4.
Okay. And what does it cost per trip, a round trip? Say if I want to go to the doctor and come back home.
It's $3 each one-way trip. So for a round trip, it's $6.
$6. And what if I don't want to carry cash? I'm worried about carrying cash in a pocketbook.
We do offer the individuals to purchase a booklet of tickets to ride. Okay. There's $31 tickets in the booklet, so okay. The booklet is $30.
Okay. And what if I don't speak English? Is there someone who can help me at the other end to talk to me about the program and to help me maybe fill out the application?
Yes, our customer service staff speak 3 languages, English, Spanish, and Creole.
And as far as, say, once I apply and I'm accepted into the program, then how do I arrange my trip? How often do I call in? Do I call in the day before? How does it work?
Okay, for those that are just calling in single demand trips, they can call in 1 to 5 days in advance.
Okay.
We also offer a subscription service. That's for individuals who are traveling to the same place, same date, same time, week after week. For a period of 30 days or more, they can request a subscription service.
So like if I have to go to kidney dialysis,
yes.
Then, and I know I have to go every week, I don't
right.
need to call every week, I can just go ahead and schedule that out.
Right, once it's scheduled, the trips are automated.
Okay. And then as far as where can I go on the bus? This is something that for years and years I thought that you had to only go to the doctor or to kidney dialysis or to a medical treatment or to the grocery store. But tell us, all the things you can use the bus for.
It's not just for medical. You can go for community service, recreation, religious, volunteering, just as simple as going to the movies. The trips are for any trip purpose. There's no limitation.
Okay. And as far as, I know people ask as far as if they're going to the grocery store, for example, and that trip to the grocery store and back, is it pretty fast to get back, going back, or do they have to worry about their food spoiling and they can't get refrigerated food, or how does that work? Have you?
Typically, individuals that use the service and they schedule grocery shopping trips, each trip is usually a 1-hour turnaround.
Okay.
So if we drop someone off at, let's say, 10 o'clock, by 11 o'clock, their ride would be on its way. We always give them a half-an-hour window. So it's really up to that individual how they schedule the ride.
Okay, good. And then if they're people that are disabled, say if they're blind, if they're using a walker, or cane, or wheelchair, does the driver help them from their door to get into the van, and then once they get to the destination to get off of the van, or is there assistance provided for that?
Yes, all the drivers are trained in sensitivity, disability awareness, so they know how to assist individuals who are either blind or they may just need a little bit of help getting to and from their door. Now, the drivers are not allowed to go through the door. They're not allowed to enter the home of the individual. As long as the destination that they're going to is on a ground floor, they will assist them from the vehicle to the ground floor entrance of the building.
Okay. And I know that I've had some of the seniors that I work with that are disabled. Sometimes they have fear that if they get on the bus, they're going to get lost or stranded somewhere, that they'll be taken and no one will come back to get them. Mm-hmm. So as far as alleviate that fear for our viewers.
Okay, when they initially schedule their initial pickup to their destination, at the same time they provide the reservation agent with the address of their destination. All of the drivers that drive the vehicles in Tran Connection, they're trained in local geography and map reading, so they pretty much know the location where they're going.
And then y'all keep up with everybody, so you know that where you took a person and what time to go back and get them.
Yes, we also have a dispatch center within our call center, and those individuals are on standby. If a driver needs any directions or assistance, they can feel free to call them at any time on the radio.
Okay. And what about the caregivers? As far as if I have a caregiver, do they ride free? Can they go with me?
Yes, each rider is entitled to bring along a personal care attendant. Personal care attendants travel free. Okay. They can also bring a third person, which would be considered a companion. Companions pay the standard fare of $3 each way.
Okay. And as far as Saturdays and Sundays, do you offer services on the weekends?
Our service operates 7 days a week.
7 days a week. And how late into the evening does the buses run?
Typically on the weekdays, Monday through Saturday, they run until about 9:30. The last pickup occurs between 9:30 and 10. Okay. And then on Sundays, the service is reserved. It's, okay. It doesn't run as long. Okay. And then as far as how often do you need to apply? The application process is every 3 years. Okay. Our eligibility staff normally would send out an eligibility packet to recertify 30 days prior to expiration of the program. And this is the packet here, and they can get these packets online. Yes. They can also call you and you'll mail it to them. Right. And we also have them at the Vickers House, so if people need them there. And we have helped people at the Vickers House to fill these out and try to do our very best to help also explain what they need to do. So this is the application here. And if you have any questions, repeat the phone number again for the paratransit program. It's 561-649-9838. Okay, good.
All right, we're going to take a little break now, and then we're going to come back and talk about the Disadvantaged Bus Pass program. Welcome back. We're going to talk about the Disadvantaged Bus Pass program now, and we have a lot of people at the Vickers House that use this program. So Gloria, we're going to start with you, and first tell us who is eligible for the Disadvantaged Bus Pass program, and what is the program?
It is the Transportation Disadvantage. It's a bus pass program funded by the state of Florida through the Transportation Disadvantage Commission, and it's for anyone that their income falls below the federal poverty income guidelines.
Okay.
There's actually two different fee for the bus pass program. One is $10 if your income is below 100% of the federal poverty guidelines, and then there's a $15 31-day bus pass. That's if your income is between 101 and 150% of the federal poverty guidelines.
So how do I know if I'm eligible?
Well, there is an application process. There's a one-page application. Each individual applicant applying for that program would need to provide proof of income. They would need to provide proof of legal status, a photo ID, and then either $10 or $15. Based on where their income falls on the chart, they would be determined $10 or $15 for the pass.
So what types of documents to prove my income, like a bank statement?
A bank statement.
What if I don't have a bank account?
Okay, if they don't have a bank account, they can provide a pay stub.
Pay stub would be good?
Yeah.
Because I know that a lot of my clients don't have bank accounts, so a pay stub would work?
Right, or they
Okay.
could go to Social Security
Okay.
and request a document called an SEQY.
Okay.
That's an income statement. It's a history of their wages.
Okay.
That would suffice.
Okay. And as far as if they don't have a Social Security number, what do you do on that case? Can they provide an ITIN number?
Well, with that, it must be one of the listed documents on the form.
Okay.
There are several listed.
Okay. And I have a form here.
Yes. They must provide proof of their legal status.
Okay.
It could be a passport, an agency letter, a permanent resident card,
Okay.
a green card. They would need to provide some type of documentation to let us know that they are legal.
Okay. Okay. And as far as, now you said the 31-day bus pass, what would it cost in the reduced?
It's $10 or $15 based upon their income.
Okay. And as far as how does it, so you get your bus pass and I would go to where to get this application?
For the first time that you apply for the program, you would need to go to our Lake Worth office, which
Okay.
is right off of Military Trail and 10th Avenue in Lake Worth.
Okay.
And then once you're eligible for the program to receive the next month's bus pass, you can either come back to the Lake Worth office or you could go to our North County office,
Okay.
which is the Tran main office.
Okay. And where's that located?
It's located at 3201 Electronics Way in West Palm Beach, Florida.
Okay. So if I want to apply for this, I take my documents and I go to the Lake Worth office, and that's where they verify if I'm eligible.
Right.
And then they would give me my 31-day bus pass.
Right.
Now, I know from experience with my clients that at the end of that month, they have to bring back their used bus pass. Is that
Right.
correct?
Right. That system is used as a checks and balances.
Okay.
So that we keep an account of all the bus passes that we sell or issue.
Okay.
Also, to add to that, they can purchase up to 2 bus passes.
Oh, okay.
Right. So that would alleviate if they're a working person, you know, to
They don't have the time to
right,
come back.
no time to come back to the office.
And is there also a way, like, say they can't get there because they're working, can it be mailed to them?
If they're already in the system,
Mhm.
I believe they are starting to mail them out.
Okay, good. Because I know that some of the people might be working during the
Right.
hours that you're open and can't get there. Okay. And what if I'm homeless? Can I apply?
As long as you meet the eligibility requirements for the pass, yes.
Okay. And do I need to use like an address or each time I need to go and get it myself if I'm homeless?
If you're being served by an agency,
Mm-hmm.
you can use that address.
Okay.
Or if you're at a homeless shelter, you can use that address as well.
Okay. And then Roseanne, I think we're going to jump to you, and you're going to answer some of our questions about how, if I'm on this system, how can I find the routes and how often the buses run on that route?
Okay, we provide a guidebook
Mm-hmm.
which goes out to about 200 locations in Palm Beach County.
That's this?
Yes.
And then you also have this.
That is the
Rider's
hand guide
Handbook?
for the connection.
Okay.
They can also look online and find the information. It's www.pomtran.org,
Okay.
and that information is on there.
Okay. And as far as if people want to know how often the bus runs on that route, if it's every 30 minutes or every hour, they could find that information as
Yes.
well?
Yes. And they can also call our customer service. It is actually open 6 days a week, Monday through Friday.
Okay.
It's open 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Saturday it's open from 8 to 6 p.m.
Okay.
And
And can I ride the bus on Saturday and Sunday?
Yeah, yes. Limited service is on Saturday and Sunday. They can call the number. It's 561-841-4BUS bus or 841-4287.
Okay. And then they can find out the
Yes.
routes and all the information and what time, and so they can make those bus connections.
Yes.
Okay. And what if I don't speak English?
Okay, all of our books, our guidebooks, are in English, Spanish, and Creole.
Okay.
And our customer service reps also speak
Okay.
Spanish and Creole.
So there's somebody who can talk them through
Yes.
if they don't know where to go or what to do and
Yes.
when to be there. Okay.
Yes.
And again, as far as on these bus passes, with my bus pass, can I go anywhere in Palm Beach County?
Yes. Anywhere in Palm Beach County, our buses go north to Indiantown Road in Jupiter. They go south to Palmetto Park Road in Boca Raton, east to the beaches, and west to Belle Glade, Pahokee, and South Bay.
And so I can use that if I want to just go visit a friend. It's not just to go to work. I can use it to go to anywhere I want to go to.
The regular fixed route bus for the county, anyone can use it.
Okay.
It's for public.
Okay. And as far as people that are confused or if they have problems with understanding the system, they can call and somebody will talk them through
Yes.
the application process, what to do, what to bring, and all of those different things.
There's two services actually for the actual bus pass program with the application, and then our regular, for anybody who wants to ride the bus, the public, they don't need an application.
Okay.
Anybody can use the bus.
Okay. And I think now we're going to take another quick break, and then we'll be back to talk about the fixed route system. Now we're going to talk about the fixed route bus system, and Roseanne, you're going to answer some of our important questions. And first question was on the fixed route system, how often do they run, and where do they go, all of those things. I know you've answered this about the reduced bus pass program, but go ahead and tell the viewers again about the fixed route system.
Our buses run 7 days a week. There are limited service on Saturdays and Sundays. They start as early as 5:30 in the morning and go some of our routes till 9:30 in the afternoon, evening.
Okay. And again, as far as for the average rider, what is the cost round trip?
Okay. There's several different choices. If you just go on the bus and want to buy a pass on the bus, it would be just one time for a regular fare. It would be $1.50. Or you can do a full day pass, that would be $4. Or we also have a 31-day pass, and that would be $60.
Okay.
And we have a reduced fare, that would be 75 cents. and for the all-day pass, $275, and for the monthly 31-day, it's $45.
Okay, so that's a lot of confusion there. But as far as, so break it down, because I know that seniors can get one price.
Right.
I know that students can get another price. And so, and then I also am going to ask you about the quick passes.
Okay.
So there's a lot of different varieties here.
Okay. The seniors are the reduced passes, which is 65 and older, and also students 9 to 21. They would get that special rate, which would be the reduced pass, and that again is a 31-day pass, would be $45, or it would be $275 for a daily pass.
Okay.
And that is for that. Those are quick passes.
Okay.
That's what they're called.
Okay. Now, as far as children, children ride free?
Under 8 is completely free when riding with a paying adult.
Okay. Now, if I call and I don't know where I fit in, because I don't know if I fit in with the reduced or how I fit in, so I would call and say, look, you know, I'm a senior, you know, what route can I go, and
Right.
what do I pay, and are there any reduced rates? So if I'm a senior, you'll tell me if I can fit in any
Yes.
of those categories.
Yes.
And if, say, I'm a student and I call in, okay, what kind of service do you provide for students and what's the rate? So if someone's very confused out there and they really don't know where they fit in, you'll help them to understand, hey, you're a student, you get this rate.
Yes.
You're a senior, you get this rate. If you're disabled, you need to call paratransit. So you'll be able to kind of guide the folks through, because it is a lot of programs. And that's why I wanted you to come on today, because there's so many different little things that you have available that a lot of our listeners do not know about, and people that really need these programs aren't aware of them. And sometimes if you don't know about it, you're scared to call. So the best thing that people can do is just call, and then you'll help them figure out in which category they belong.
Yes.
Okay, good.
And if they have an ID, also it does help. Seniors that have a Medicare card, or students that have a student ID from the school, that does help.
Okay. And as far as, so when you get on the bus, for example, if I don't have any of these quick passes or reduced passes or 31-day bus passes or any of these things, I can just pay cash.
Yes.
Okay.
You can buy the pass on the bus.
Okay.
And now our buses all give passes with change on it, which means that if you put a $5 bill in, it'll give you a change card.
Okay.
And you can use it another time.
Okay. And as far as, what if I'm in a wheelchair, but I don't want to use the paratransit door-to-door service, and I still want to use the fixed bus route service? Can I do that?
Yes, you can. All of our buses are equipped with ramps for wheelchairs, and we also accept scooters on, for the wheelchairs, and we have 2 to 3 spaces for the wheelchairs on our buses.
And really the difference is that the paratransit program is a door-to-door service, where if you're riding the fixed route service and you're in a wheelchair or in a scooter, you have to get still to the bus stop.
Yes.
Okay. And then I see a lot of folks with their bikes. How does that work?
Okay. We do, all of our buses have 2 to 3 racks in the front of our buses.
Okay.
And the person would have to put it on and take it off themselves. And that's all they have to do. And they could ride to a bus stop, put the bike on, and when they're ready to get off, they would have to take it off.
And is there a special fee for the bike?
No.
Okay. So it doesn't matter if whichever ticket you might have, you can use your bike?
Yes.
Okay. And then also, what about behavior on the bus? Is there certain things that are appropriate, not appropriate, things that you might be kicked off the bus for if you did?
In our guidebook, there is a long list of rules that have to be followed on the bus.
Okay.
For example, there's no eating, drinking, loud music, or smoking on the bus.
Okay.
If someone is behaving bad, that bus driver does have the right to stop the bus and ask them to exit the bus.
Okay. And also dress code.
Okay, they must wear a shirt and shoes to get on the bus.
Okay. Is there anything else that the rider needs to know as far as, what about service animals?
Yes, they are allowed on the bus.
Okay. Do you have to pre-register, or you just, no?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
So you're at the bus stop and you have your service dog with you?
Yes.
No problem, you can just get on the bus? Okay, good. And any safety procedures that are important for riders to know when they're getting on the bus, off the bus, when they're on the bus riding, things they shouldn't do, should do? I know that there's always, people wanting to do some silly things, so.
The most important thing is when they do get on the bus, we ask all the passengers to step back. There's a yellow line because the bus driver needs to have his space, and he's not supposed to be talking while the bus is moving. That's very important. Enter the front door, exit the back door.
Okay.
And we always remind people, just make sure you take everything with you when you leave, because Palm Tran is not responsible for lost items.
Okay. If I do leave my bag with my ID and all that on the bus, and I know that there's always a chance somebody will take it off the bus, but if it stays on the bus, then at the end of the day, when someone cleans the buses, if they find it, I'm sure there's a lost and found number that you can call.
Yes, they can actually call our number, the same one, 561-841-4287, and we do have a lost and found. At the end of every route, the buses are checked, so we do get a lot of property that people come and claim.
Okay. And so for the fixed route system, what's the number again they call for fixed route?
That would be 561-841-4287.
Okay. And I think that now we're going to take another break, and then we're going to come back and talk about something very important right now, the transportation if you need to go to a shelter because a hurricane is coming. I think it's time that everyone really pays attention to what they're doing when a hurricane is coming to our area. And Palm Tran has a special program for people to get to shelters. And let's talk about this because it is a little confusing. You have a number of different programs.
Okay.
And so the Disaster Transportation Assistance Program. Now, I know this is the application, and it's just a simple one-page form. So tell me, who is this for? How does it work? And what do they need to do?
It's for anyone with or without a disability, and definitely for those who live in mobile homes or low-lying areas who would require evacuations.
Okay. And so they just fill out this application and they just simply mail it in.
Simply mail it into our office.
And so then they will be on a registry that they want to be picked up and taken to a shelter.
Right.
And so the Palm Tran Connection, the paratransit van, would come pick them up and take them to the nearest shelter.
To the nearest shelter, yes.
Okay. And how far out do they start picking up for, like, say if the hurricane is coming, do they wait to pick people up? I know once the shelters have opened, and then immediately after that they start picking up people throughout the county?
Right. Typically it's once an evacuation order has been either issued or the shelters have opened.
Okay.
And then they start transporting the individuals to the nearest shelter to their home.
Okay. Now, if I haven't done this because I didn't think ahead, and then I start getting worried, I don't think I can stay in my home, I want to go to a shelter. Then can I just stand on the corner and catch the bus at the regular bus stops and just tell the driver I want to go to a shelter?
As long as the vehicles are still operating, I know Roseanne can fill you in on there's like a wind requirement. Roseanne?
It's 45 miles an hour for our regular buses.
Right.
Okay.
They have to come off the road.
Okay, and for the smaller vans it would be 40?
40.
Okay.
Yes.
So until those winds kick up to that speed, the buses will still be on their
They will still
fixed
run
routes?
until it's
Okay.
right.
And then what they'll do is just take the person to the nearest shelter. So wherever
shelter.
they're located,
Right.
they'll go to that shelter.
Mhm.
Okay. And then as far as the people that are on the paratransit program who are
Okay.
already in the paratransit program that have disabilities,
Right.
those folks will also be able to go.
Right. They'll be able to go to a general population Red Cross shelter,
Okay.
or if they have specific requirements, such as someone that's diabetic that requires refrigeration for their medications, or a diagnosis of Alzheimer's disease, or someone that requires oxygen, and they need to have those things in place for them. There's a special needs shelter out at the fairgrounds, and there's a special application for that. They would need to complete that and then mail it in to the
EOC.
EOC. Yes.
And as far as the special needs shelter application, I know that we have those at the Vickers House. You can call the county, you can pull
Right.
those up online, you can call the EOC. There's a lot of ways to get those. So you have a number of different ways. So you can, if you're already in the paratransit program, there's in your application a little check so that you can say, yes, I do want to be picked up and taken
Right.
to a shelter in case a storm's coming. The next way is you can fill out this little form,
Yes.
and it doesn't matter if you're disabled or
Right.
not, you can still be picked up and taken to a shelter once the shelter's open by just
Yes.
mailing this
By
in.
just mailing it in, yes.
And then if you really didn't plan ahead, you can go ahead and then just go to the bus stops and tell the driver, as long as the buses are still running up to 45 miles an hour winds, that I want to go to a shelter, and they'll just take you to the nearest shelter.
Right, provided that there's an evacuation order. Now, if the evacuation order has not been called and the buses are just on the road as like a normal day-to-day schedule, if they're on a route that leads to a shelter, then certainly, by all means, they could board that bus and get to the shelter.
Okay. And as far as with this application, how far ahead do you need to do this? Because I don't want people to wait till the hurricane is, 50 miles off of our shores here. So when should they fill this out?
As soon as possible.
Okay.
The minute hurricane season begins, which it started June 1st, that's really the best time to go ahead and make all preparations, get your hurricane plan in order and start that process. Because if you wait till the last minute, you can always contact our office.
Okay.
But again, once the winds pick up to over 40, the vehicles may not be in use.
Okay. And so right now, if people have not done this, they need to go ahead and do this now. And we have some of these at the Vickers House, and they can call you to get this application. And what number do they call to get this?
561-649-9838.
Okay. So anybody who is not made a plan, they need to go ahead and do it. So we want to make sure that people make those plans now of what they're going to do in case we have something that happens. As far as, are there charges for this, or what
There is no charge.
No charge?
For the service during a hurricane.
Okay. And if you, I believe the other question I had as far as on the fixed route, say you're in a panic and you go to the bus shelter and you're waiting there for the bus, and I don't have any money and I want to get to a shelter. Will they turn me away because I don't have the $1.50 to get on the bus if I just need to go to a shelter?
When it's during a hurricane evacuation or an impending storm, they do suspend the fares during that time.
Okay, good. So there's no excuse why not to make a plan.
Right.
So definitely, if you're disabled, if you're on kidney dialysis or diabetic, you have special needs, you need to go ahead and fill out the special needs application. You can get that from the county, from the EOC at the county. You can call us at the Vickers House. We have those applications so that you can get to the special needs shelter. If not, there's various shelters throughout the county that you'll be able to go to by either getting on the bus yourself and going on any of the regular routes, or you'll be able to fill out this hurricane disaster application and be picked up whether you're able-bodied or disabled.
Right.
Okay, and let's just end the show with giving a lot of phone numbers. So paratransit, who would they call?
They would call Palm Tran Connection, and that's 561-649-9838.
And that's for anybody who's disabled and wants that door-to-door transportation.
Yes.
And then if they're on the fixed route system and want to know how it works, you know, what do I do? What am I qualified for? If I'm get reduced rates, who do they call?
It's 561-841-4287, or they can always go on our website, www.palmtran.org, and we also have applications on that website.
Okay, and if they're trying to see if they're eligible for the reduced rates, same number?
That would be the connection.
The Palm Tran Connection for the Disadvantaged Bus Pass program.
Okay, and what's that number?
561-649-9838.
Okay, and then last number, hurricanes, what number do they call?
Same number, 561-649-9838.
Okay, and we'd like to thank Gloria and Roseanne for being with us today. I know it's a lot of confusion, but I wanted to bring them on because there is a lot of things available, and a lot of people in the community just don't know, and so we want to get the word out. And you can certainly call us at the Vickers House at 804-4970 or 804-4975, and then we'll be happy to give you the numbers of Palm Tran or give you any of the information. And we have a lot of things at the Vickers House, of course, from Palm Tran, and we work very closely with Palm Tran. So we hope that this information has helped you, and please take advantage of it. It's very good programs, and we'd like to thank you very much for joining us.